Hey, happy day. I got shocking news from a national newspaper. They actually wrote this. This is kind of shocking because most of them tend to be left-wing. Right, left, here it comes. How to dismantle a nation, stoke entitlement to reduce productivity, borrow and print money to increase inflation, implement taxes. Always new taxes is what you got to do to increase the cost of living while reducing the standard of living. Dismantle major industries to reduce federal ability to repay debts, disarm the populace, defund the police, defund the military, irresponsible immigration to keep wages low and house prices high, increase bureaucracy to chase away outside investment, increase the public sector to keep unemployment numbers appearing low, and destroy faith in our institutions to avoid accountability. Divide the population into separate interest groups and then pit them against one another like a bunch of little tribes, and that's what they're doing. It's almost like a formula. It's almost like it's out of a cookbook. And people say, add this and take this away, and this is what you get. Wow. And swing over to Arkansas. You got the governor there, Sarah Huckabee. I recently spoke about her with all of this new language stuff. She said, that's enough. No more of this birthing person and we're peoples and you know what? We're men and we're women. Pretty simple stuff. I get a kick out of Biden and all these guys. They used to say, with regards to COVID, follow the science, the science. Well, we have science here with regards to male and female, but they disregard that because it doesn't fit their agenda, right? And now you have left-wing groups that are saying, hey, it's freedom of speech. You can't do that. You're taking away our right to speak. These are the people that don't care about our rights. And they put all this stuff in all of the books and textbooks and everything else and got rid of the word men, man, woman, and so on. All they do every day before they go to work, if they do work, is practice their pronouns. And now they're saying, hey, Huckabee, you can't do that. You're taking away our right to free speech. Okay, we should take away more than that from you, you bunch of goons. Hey, here we got pricing. With regards to Canada and the U.S. Canada and the U.S. are interesting neighbors. One day in Calgary, a few years ago, I went into Costco. And there was a whole bunch of shirts that people had been looking at, and they were thrown everywhere. And the woman who worked there, her job was to put them all back together and fold them up nice and so on. And she was very angry. People are pigs, she said. Okay. And actually, she said, men are pigs. And I'm a man. I'm standing there. I've been a man a long time, actually. And I'm standing there with all of, the men's clothes stuff. And we got on the plane. We left. And we flew to Los Angeles, went into a Costco there, same day. Same scenario, bunch of shirts all torn up and laying all over. And I talked to the lady who worked at Costco. I said, men are pigs, eh? I thought I'd kind of play on what happened in Canada. She said, who cares? She said, I have a job. I'm ever glad. She was happy because that was her job and she had employment, right? Just a point. Now in Canada, chicken costs, skinless chicken thighs cost $13.65. Average for 4 of them. In the U.S., it's $3.55. Quite a difference, right? Why is that? That's because of supply management and because of dumbness overall. Supply management restricts the number of chickens that you're allowed to have, and it certainly restricts the import of food goods. And they think they're running a good business. It's ridiculous. Go back to Costco, fill up a grocery cart in Canada, and then fill one up half full in the U.S., and you have the same price at the till. People then start talking about exchange rates and so on. That's not relevant because where you live, a dollar is a dollar. Hey, just sharing with you. Now in Canada, the government there is doing yet another socialist / communist / really bad thing. And with regards to their proposed changes to charitable donations, to the tax there. And individuals all file their T1 returns, but in the background, CRA, what is that? That's the tax people. They run this parallel alternative minimum tax return to see whether or not the taxes paid by the taxpayer meet this alternative minimum tax threshold. They got all kinds of words here and so on. But basically they've changed the rules with respect to how they deal with charitable donations now. And the basic idea with this is that taxpayers can no longer use, after 2023, the charitable giving to wipe out their tax bill, like so many do. It's good for charities. Now charities are going to have a real problem, right? Because now what? The government is basically saying, instead of giving your money to the charities, you have to give it to us. That's what they're saying. You have to give it to us directly, and you can't help anymore. You can help, but it's going to cost you money. They're hurting the charitable places, and I guess they're really trying to make the charities dependent on the government. That's what socialist governments do. You need money, we'll give you money. They always want to give, back to that opening stuff there about what they do. They want to dismantle everything that we do. And if I have a suggestion for you ever with regards to charitable donations, make them in 2023 if you live in Canada. It's interesting, several people have written in to Right Edition and said, I heard that you're the guy that invented Rice Krispie squares. And I heard that you did spit sunflowers. I was on a little food kick many years ago, 40 years ago maybe, for a short while. And I've had people write in and say, it's not true, you didn't do this and you didn't do that. It's true. Here's Spitz, that's the original packaging that we did probably close to 40 years ago. And Sunflower did those too, but we'll get on to Rice Krispie squares. Rice Krispie squares is kind of interesting. I did it under a cookbook brand name, and I personally crafted the machine. I had all kinds of engineers there and mechanics, and made this machine to make them into squares, Rice Krispies. And we sold them to an airline. It was Time Air. Ended up being bought, this is all in Canada, ended up being bought by Air Canada and Time Air. And they were given out free on all the airlines and so on. And then Kellogg's came to me and said, you can't do that, you're using our name and we're going to sue you and blah, blah. And they did. And we settled on the courthouse steps, and the representative had a check in each pocket. And we didn't like that one, so we took that one. In any event, that was that. Just sharing with you, hey, who would have known? Spitz, by the way, one final thing. I sent Spitz to every baseball club in America, and it was the Mariners in Seattle that I went to games there for many, many years at no cost, because they were still eating Spitz, don't you know. Now, lastly, I got one more thing. I know we're running out of time, but I got this because I like it. The left. They create opportunities to advance their agenda. They make stuff up and they lie. To create an opportunity, that's what they do. Liberals need to control the opportunity. They create a solution for a problem that's not a problem, so really they are the problem. Do you get it? They work without real information. They work with a crafted and created information, which is disinformation. Left-wingism is a mental disease. It's contagious, though. How is that? It's because some people are too stupid to know otherwise, and they actually buy into this crap. Just saying. See ya.